Albert Pike, a known Freemason, predicted these three world wars back in the 1800s. Before any world war happened, he predicted three. How do you predict three world wars? You don't predict them, you script them. So the people in power, the world bankers, have been funding both sides of every war since they came into power. And so in that situation, it's not a prediction, it's a script. And what we're heading towards is World War III, or what they want is World War III. And World War III is a war fought primarily starting in the Middle East between Israel and its, counterparts, or I wouldn't even say counterparts, Israel and its surrounding nations, right? And they want the devastation. They want all of the countries to get involved. So China's backing Iran, right? Israel's at war with Israel's at war with Iran. The U.S. has to back Israel. So Israel and the U.S. against Iran, China. Not to mention we have Ukraine and Russia. The United States supports Ukraine, right? Russia obviously would be joining forces with its allies, which in turn would be China and Iran. So they want to create a third world war. And in that third world war, it would be devastating, like so catastrophic. They would use nuclear weapons. They would make it so that the populations would fall to their knees, essentially. He had a great interview with CNN where he talked about this would be essentially like an Armageddon type of war where everybody is just so devastated that there's no choice but to unify under a one world government. Okay. And when I say one world government, it's one world government run by the global elite, by the world bankers, by the cabal that's been in power for the last, 3,000 plus years on this planet. And so all we have to do is look at the events that are happening in modern day, where we have Peter Thiel, moving to Argentina outside of the strike zone of, nuclear weapons, all of these elites building $100 million bunkers. Why do you need all of this? What's happening, or what do you know that we don't know that you need these bunkers for? Why are you moving outside the range of missiles? What's happening? Or was it Argentina, or I think it was Venezuela Peter Thiel's moving to? But
Yeah,
either
I think it's
way,
Argentina, isn't it?
yeah, yeah. So either way, like these people know something we don't know, and that's what Agenda 2030 is. They want to create such devastation on this planet that we have no choice but to unify under a one world government, which then becomes a technocratic state